We're going to be doing Old World Blues again today. Wandering around Big Mountain. I think I still need to quickly talk to Dr. Dalla before we leave.
You are an unusual specimen to so boldly walk into the mighty expanse of the think tank, fearless and proud as a teddy bear. Between the extraction of their higher reasoning abilities and urination-inducing fear, most lobotomites dare not approach us, let alone speak to us. Yet you have no such fear. Facing me, epidermis flushed with blood, plasma running molten beneath, your face contorting with muscular expression. Will you indulge me? Say a few words. Face towards the monitors, please, so that I might record it for further examination.
Fires got worse overnight? That sucks. That definitely sucks. I remember a couple years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, the fires somewhere near me got really, really bad. And the, whatever the pollution is called that comes from the fire was like so thick outside it was like walking through a cloud for a couple of days. So I have sort of an idea of how much that can suck. Oh shit. That totally sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That really sucks, man. That is wild. Make sure you stay safe.
Yes, go on. Seeing your lips and mouth forming the words, both revolting and somehow... How does it feel to have the flesh roll around in your mouth like that? To control each muscle and the tongue, like having a fish or extremely dexterous slug lolling and flopping in one's mouthal cavity. Whatever for. No, I like teddy bears. Teddy bears come in many sizes. Your size is what intrigues me the most. Some say that teddy bears can't be living, breathing things. They are wrong. They are large biological forms, breathing, heaving, snarling, coughing. Lobotomites are my teddy bears. Oh, yes.
Hey Scuba Steve, thanks for joining in the chat again today. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, you can't do both. You can't evacuate and stay at home and social distance. That's a really good point. I hadn't really thought of that. I mean, like, the fires in BC and Alberta sometimes get pretty bad, but some of the fires that have been going this year in other places in the world have been absolutely insane. Like, compared to the ones that we've had recently down in the Canadian regions. Like, I can't even imagine.
What? Nonsense. What? What are you doing?
Yeah, I would believe that. The smoke can travel pretty far. And then if it finds somewhere to settle, it can hang around for a long time. Yeah, fires have such a widespread effect.
Stop it. Why? Why are you making me partake in this filthy formography? Enough. I'm already intrigued. You have sufficiently percolated me. I don't know what it is about the biology of lobotomites. It infects my thoughts. All that skin and muscle and tissue.
So does Europe not really get any, like, big fires? Is that not... like, that's pretty uncommon over there? Or maybe just in your area? They're pretty common around where I'm from. Summertime is burning time. I guess everything down there wouldn't be nearly as flammable as it is up here, so that makes sense. Maybe it's like different amounts of humidity in the air or something. The smoke doesn't travel the same. I don't really know. I was really bad at that part of science. I tried to be good at science. It didn't work out. Don't tell Big Mountain.
Perhaps there is value in what you say. I did so enjoy breathing once, long ago. Would you? I feel so ashamed, but yet so intrigued. You'll need to give me a rest in between visits, or else my gel might run over. If you're ready, let me radar scan you. Slowly. Woo. Woo. Purple, purple, woo. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Purple. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Ba, ba, bloop. Whew. Last little bit there. Thank you, lobotomite. Please, you must come back for further study when I've had a rest. I'm a little sensitive right now.
I actually forgot about those signs. I remember when I was in California seeing the Smokey the Bear signs. Um, Mostly I've been there like in the winter, so not super high likelihood of fire comparatively to where it's at right now. But yeah, I definitely remember seeing those signs. I'm pretty sure that we have something similar to that in BC. Like in the wintertime, there's signs that tell you about the snow, and in summertime, they tell you about fires, I think. I've only been through BC on like one short trip in the last couple years, but I think that's how I remember it. I know, right? Somewhere in Alberta, I was afraid to Google it and see how close to me it was. Somewhere in Alberta, it did the S word the other day. I'm not okay with it. I'm fully unprepared for winter. Although I don't have to leave my house that much. Like, last winter, I had a job that required me to walk people to school in the snow every day, Monday to Friday in the winter. And now I have no job that requires me to go outside. So, like, I'm less dreading winter than usual because I don't have to go outside. Me and winter get along on like really warm days when it doesn't feel like winter but there's snow. So you can like make snowmen and stuff. But considering like I've spent my entire life living in Canada, you'd think at some point you'd just acclimate and start to not hate winter. It doesn't happen like that. Every year I just hate winter more. Yeah, see, I also drove like well, in the summertime it's like 30 to 40 minutes across the city. In the wintertime, sometimes it was a 2 hour commute in the morning to get to work to like cross my city from where I was living to get to my work. So I'm definitely looking forward to not having to be in that horrendous morning winter traffic. It was like, it's a great time to catch up on like things you want to listen to. But other than that, it really sucks spending that much time driving. And for one winter, I had no heat in my car, and I couldn't afford the parts to fix it. So that was like so much worse. So much worse. And it's like, I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but here in Alberta, anytime the weather changes, it's like everyone forgets how to drive in new weather. And for the first little while after the weather changes, everyone just crashes into everything. I'm like, don't you guys remember last year when it did the same thing? I don't know, man. I'm from Saskatchewan. Right now, I'm living in Edmonton. Warm and humid year round sounds way more like my kind of temperature. Like, not too humid, because like I don't know, too humid I think would get to me, but I like I like Florida in the wintertime. I've never been there in the summer. Well, that's true. But if your options were to be sweaty, or to live somewhere so cold when you go outside, your face freezes, and it's hard to move it in the wintertime, I'd kind of rather be sweaty. Like, I don't, I don't know about you guys. I would always rather be too warm than freezing cold. That's just me. New Vegas got a texture pack. Interesting. I don't know how much of that stuff I could add to the game and still have it run nicely on my laptop. But that definitely sounds interesting. I still need to look into that Star Trek mod. I keep forgetting about that.
Oh, removing it is a simple procedure. Well, except the complications it can cause to the heart and spine. But once the heart and spine are gone, no trouble at all. Clamp the subject down. One laser incision around the skull. Crack, snip, done. The brain is finally free of the skin envelope, which is then kept automated for cleanup duties around Big Mountain. Lobotomites. With you, however, something is definitely wrong. We've never had a lobotomite who kept speaking after being forcibly lobotomized. I am relieved the pacification field is working. If it didn't, I would broadcast some concern to my colleagues about safety protocols.
Hey, look at that. It's actually not horrid outside. Google tells me right now it's 21 degrees Celsius in Edmonton, which is actually the sun coming in feels nice and warm for a change, and it's bright outside. Yesterday was like so cold. I was just frozen-y all day. See, I've never lived anywhere that's like really, really hot. So, I don't know for sure that I'd like it. But I would like to live somewhere that had temperatures in like the mid Canadian summer all the time, which is a Florida winter. If Florida had their winter weather all the time, that would be my like ideal set for temperatures. The pools were warm, the nights were cool. It was pretty good. -35 to -15 isn't too bad. Like 35 is reasonably hot. But -15 is like a low temperature for your winters. That sounds lovely. That's like spring sweater weather down down here in Alberta. I think we got I can't remember how low it got. I think it was like -30 something, almost 40. like really, really fucking cold. It was colder somewhere right around me here in Alberta than it was anywhere else in the world one day this past winter. And on that day, I considered leaving this country behind. Like, it is too cold. I quit. I think if I was, like, rich people who retired to some other country, I'd probably move to Florida eventually. I quite enjoyed it there. I've never been to Georgia. It looks nice on TV. I don't want to wait 40 years. I want it to be warm now. Probably not, at the cost of the planet, but if we could just, like, move Canada a little closer to the equator, that would work for me.
That is a good question. My theory is that the Tesla coils in your brain pan are still connected to your brain somehow. It really could be anywhere. Brains are a lot smarter than most researchers give them credit for. We still have your spine and heart. If you were to somehow find your brain, wherever it sloped off to, you could humanically reduce yourself again.
I mean, visiting another place works when it's not, you know, COVID times. I don't even think we're supposed to be traveling between provinces right now. And you can really only get so close to the edge of Alberta and expect it to get nicer. Yeah, that's actually a good point. The planet's kinda... it's doing what it's supposed to do. We're the ones who have the problems. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. Like, if you actually had to live in the heat, you wouldn't like it anymore. And I'm not saying I don't believe you. Yeah, their eyes are really big. This is true. Hello, green chocolate. Hmm, that's a lot of rain. Um, what I'm doing right now is I'm in the middle of talking to one of the scientists at Big Mountain, and I got distracted on a
Why,
tangent.
my little bear of teddiness. I am
Also
Dr.
witnessing.
Dalla, first head chief researcher of mineralogy and medicinal sciences. I have 211 doctorates in both applied sciences and techniques to apply those sciences. I also possess a degree in curiosity and advanced curiosity. That is merely schooling, however. When possible, I prefer fieldwork and observation to holotape eidetics. It has proven useful, especially now. I have become the expert on humanology and lobotomite behavior here at Big Mountain. My research doesn't descend into formography. It is only science. Why, we create not only scientific marvels here at Big Mountain, but new sciences as well. Everything can be quantified, categorized, and dissected until every group can be subgrouped or partitioned.
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, heat stroke is pretty serious business. So I can see how that would be, like, at least equally as dangerous as being outside in the freezing cold. I don't know, actually, it's probably more dangerous. I don't really know. My mom's a nurse, she'd probably know. I've never been to Europe. I'd really like to go there someday, though. There's a lot of really cool stuff I'd like to go see, eventually. A lot of places I'd like to go. But everything is on, like, indefinite hold right now, so we'll see how that goes. I have a friend in, she lives in BC right now, and she was in Germany, I think last summer for a while. And it sounded like it was a really nice weather and stuff wise. And she sent me some really cool pictures. I can't remember where all she went. But it looks like a really cool place to go.
What is a name without a title or suffix for the sake of hierarchy? It is a long-standing quantification of personality and importance. We could not do without it. Surely you must be aware of the gravity of such attached appellations, just as surely as you must have a title.
Yeah, I actually don't do so great with humidity. It's like, the more I think about that, it probably really wouldn't work that well for me. But yeah, I don't know. I just hate being cold so much.
Oh, a mailman. A delivery man. Someone who takes parcels from place to place using their primitive feet or similar conveyance. You are the second one I've met in recent times. Very different specimens.
Well, that is true. You can often do more about being cold than you can about being too hot. I don't know. Last winter, my furnace went out in my house, and for like Well, it wasn't quite out. It just didn't really work efficiently or something. So it would just like try really hard to heat up my house when we had that really, really cold snap. And then it would give up and stop trying. So my house was like, it sat somewhere between 5 and 15 degrees was like the warmest it got inside the house that week. And in the middle of winter, in a drafty 113-year-old house, that kind of cold feels pretty cold. It was a very painful sort of cold. That's a good point. Workouts are good. 90% humidity. That's a bit much. I don't know if that's the best way to improve your warmth. Do some drugs about it.
Of course. You must have met others in your travels. This one had met other couriers too, although it sounded as if he hadn't met the correct one. He asked us all many questions, and then he asked a most perplexing one. We had to segment the event out of our memories for safety. I do not know, nor should we try to access it. Perhaps Klein has the logs. My evaluation would be to let your own curiosity go. I do not think that Klein remembers the conversation as being satisfactory. This mountain, now crater, encompasses the sum total of knowledge of humankind. It is Big Mountain, where all questions can be answered. You'll see. No matter what your questions, Big Mountain will provide the answers, as it has done for so many before you.
Swimming in the air. That sounds a little bit rough. I mean, I like swimming and all, but, you know, not fully dressed down the street. Ooh, that's a long one. Yes. I have heard of this as well. Kind of reminds me of the little matchstick girl.
Yes, Big Mountain was quite big indeed until the Great Static. Then the top of the mountain was used as part of a detonation experiment. This cleared additional space in the crater, however, allowing us more real estate to build upon. Convenient. efficient.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but it's actually legal in Canada as well. So, you know, you could always become a Canadian. I don't know if I recommend it, but there's your option. Yeah, there you go. There's your daily edumacation. BC actually has a pretty decent climate. Um, I know people down in like the Langley area, and from what I saw, their winter was ridiculously nice compared to the winter that we had down here. I think it's still a remarkable step up. But living in BC is a lot more expensive than Alberta. Just everything down there is more expensive. Do you have anything else
Dr.
interesting?
Mobius. A monstrous brain creased with wrinkles of 1,000 evils, with but one jaundiced eye with which to perceive the world. Exiled from the think tank for crimes too heinous to remain in recorded memory, and perhaps differences in research methodology. His one terrible eye forever peers at us, an eye of ever-increasing magnification. He watches from his dome in the Forbidden Zone, spying on us all.
Dragged through the streets like a criminal. Well, I mean, Canada still has like a lot of rules in place. There's still laws. It's not like a do what you want free for all. That's still an option. Okay, that's enough dollar for now. Well, let's do that. And yeah, we'll go with that. Luck. Or max out my strength. Deregulation of all drugs sounds
I
like
love to
that
hear
would
you
be
breathe.
wild to legislate. I don't think we searched this. Wasn't that exciting? Okay. Well, that was all the interesting things we had to learn from here. Now we're headed outside. some sort of fly or something buzzing around me. Well, I mean, decriminalization is different than deregulating. I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about any of the drugs to know whether any of them should be even remotely allowed. So, I don't know. Like, I don't have a lot of opinions on that. I probably could have done that. We'll do that later. This one is just taking us to go play with Stripe. So we can do that. Well, that's true. Technically, there are a lot of things that are classified as drugs. I've heard a lot of people say that if things were reclassified now, as opposed to when they go into circulation, cigarettes would probably be in the same classification as meth. I've heard that from several people. Again, I can't say for sure, but I can't disagree. See, when it comes down to the criminalization or legality of certain things, it's really not that often about what the citizens want. It's usually a little more political than that. Like the whole vape debates and regulation. Like, even across Canada, the different provinces have totally different regulations. And some of them seem really harsh compared to other provinces. Like, well, you can't sample anywhere now because COVID. But there were a lot of places before COVID that you weren't allowed to, like, sample or have people help you with your equipment. It wasn't that way in Alberta, but there were certain government officials pushing to make it that way. And that wasn't because people wanted it to be more difficult to quit smoking or to get assistance with their products. It had nothing to do with what the people wanted. It was a political based decision. Interesting points. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't fully understand the difference between deregulation and decriminalization. It is my understanding that decriminalization means they won't put you in jail anymore. Yeah, I don't think I have a firm enough grasp on the political system to really weigh in too much on a lot of that for America. American politics are a lot different than Canada. And honestly, I find politics very stressful. Got some issues to deal with down there. That much I have ascertained. Hmm. Okay. So deregulation doesn't sound so bad then. At least in theory. It is the way things are put into practice that it starts to get a little sketchy. It reloads so that I don't waste all my time with my drugs because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I'm also not wearing any armor. Oh no. One too many hits. See, all we need is an alien invasion. It will unite humanity as a race against a greater enemy. Aliens could save us. Damn it, I forgot to put on armor. Damn it. Everybody just needs to rewatch The Lion King. Lion King 2. A wise king once told me, we are one. Yay, we did it! Okay, now we need to check and see what I missed over here. Oof. It's a lot of, a lot of dollars. So many doll hairs. That sounds pretty wild. I didn't know about that. Interesting segue. Just jumping straight into what's y'all's favorite weapon? I really like the proton axes. The proton axe, the anti-material rifle, I like to use that one for death claws, especially if I'm trying to sneak into somewhere, so you can hide way up high and pew pew, just pick them right off. Actually, you can do that with pretty much anything with that gun. It's got a pretty good scope on it. Oh, new follow. Thank you. See, I heard that in Switzerland it went quite well. I've definitely heard that. Gabe's bowl. We have to take that back to Science Face. And that's really all there is to this quest. I have a little bit of room in my pockets. Which houses have I actually been into? I don't think this one, because it had stuff in the mailbox. Hello! Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you here. See? Salt Upon Wound's fist is pretty cool too. But I don't know. I don't use the punchy weapons very often. I do, like, in the Sierra Madre, because there's not really a lot of better options unless you find some better guns in there. Which you totally can. You have to just find Dean's stashes. But that Bear Trap Fist in the Sierra Madre is a pretty decent weapon for the zone. I think it's my favorite one that you can pick up in that zone. Other than, like, the gun you get from Elijah and stuff at the end. I am just loving it. Thank you, and yeah, this is one of my very favorite games. So, you chose a good one. I applaud your choices. I'm only playing this on my stream. I play ESO at night, and I started on Fallout 4. And I've been looking into a couple other things. Well, I mean, if we're counting mods, everyone's favorite gun would probably be something they modded. But you have to try the Sierra Madre at least once. Wait till you're really, really strong, go there, and just run past all the bad guys, and just get the storyline, at least. Because the storyline just, like, all comes together when you do the Sierra Madre. Yeah. The monsters are not as scary if you're just running past them. They're really slow. They do that phasey jump thing. But for the most part, like, if you have a couple stim packs, you can run from, like, end to end. In my personal, humble opinion, I am exponentially better at Fallout than I am at ESO. There's a PvP event on right now, and I am not entirely equipped with my characters for PvP, but I'm doing it. And they're getting ready to nerf the build of my primary character, which, many sads. That means neither of my characters will be prepared for general life in that game. But, you know, we're trying. So, I know I had mentioned I was working on a Wood Elf cosplay. Funny thing about that, my characters are a Dark Elf and a Khajiit. That's all I got right now. I intend to eventually make the Wood Elf. I was thinking I might make a Wood Elf and, like, start from the basics and level it up when I'm actually able to stream it. Because I cannot stream ESO from my laptop right now. It just doesn't. I'm not sure what the that you mean that when you said ESO has that, but if you mean PvP, yes, it has that. It was funny, my dark elf, other than how her skin is gray, actually looks a lot like me. I found a hairstyle that looks like the way I used to always do my hair, because I always wore it right here in a bun. And I found exactly my hairstyle for the dark elf, which I thought was pretty awesome. I was pretty excited about that. I know it has like no effect on the character, but I like it. Well, I mean, that would probably depend on the Khajiit. And it would depend what kind. Because some are friendlier than others. There's actually, if you look on like YouTube and stuff, there's some really cool lore videos on the Khajiit and like their, I don't know what you'd call it, like how they look, what kind of Khajiit they are is based on the moon cycle when they're born. It's not at all based on like what kind of Khajiit their parent was. So there's really cool stuff to learn about Khajiits. Yeah, I can't unlock that right now, but there's cool stuff down there though. Hey Black Hook, thanks for joining in. Nice to see you. Started putting my sentences together too early. I think if you were to walk up to... Oh, what are those big motherfuckers? I'm probably gonna say it wrong. It's spelled like Senche Rot. Really, really big fucking Khajiit. The ones that are often used as mounts. But as the one that talks to you in ESO will tell you, they don't like to be called mounts. If you want a mount, you should get a stupid animal like a horse. They are a partner. Because even the Khajiits that don't talk to you, they have the same level of intelligence. I have a weird amount of Khajiit knowledge. I found them interesting. Ah, yes. I'm Brianna. We killed Stripe a couple minutes ago. If you want to check that out, it'll be in the recording at the end of the stream. There is like a bajillion different Khajiit. I don't know if it was swift. Took me a couple tries and a lot of drugs, but you know. We still won. and Stripe lost. The moral of the story is we win.